So today, Mabel is at the strip club. Y'all gonna see what happens next. Mabel is in the house.
Going behind K9's back is not a good move. We have bigger fish to fry. We need to put Lamar in commission for good.
T, I need you. I'm in trouble.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love BMF, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about BMF Season 2, Episode 7. This is the recap. I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And what a good episode, man. Your boy Charles, he slipped up in this episode. I don't know why he thought it was a good idea to go out with Mabel Jones. Like, no one is going to see him. I mean, I guess she's really putting it on him because this dude is willing to do whatever she says. And he was living in a fantasy for a moment until he saw Meech. And when he saw Meech, y'all, the look on his face was priceless. He was hoping and praying Meech would not go back and tell Lucille about what he was out there doing. And he's lucky it was Meech who saw him, because we know Meech ain't about to say nothing. Had it been anybody else, man, Charles probably be screwed over. But I still think Lucille's going to find out. And when that happens, it's pretty much over for your boy Charles. And also in this episode, we saw a lot of different things with Meech finally being able to make that deal with the Colombian Cena. And we saw your boy B. Mickey escape that trunk. His mom's is not here anymore. And now it's time for payback. So Detective Bryant, that karma is coming for you. It's just a matter of time before you get what you deserve. And I got a funny feeling that his son is going to be involved in all this mess that's about to go down in this next episode. But let's get into this recap. What did we see in episode 7, titled Both Sides of the Fence? Now the episode starts out with your boy B. Mickey. He's locked in the trunk like Ricky Smiley. He can't get out. Detective Bryant opens up the trunk and he wants to know where is his bricks at. Of course, B. Mickey does not know, and Detective Bryant tells him, like, look, I'm going to take your mom back to that old nursing home that was not treating her well, and you're going to go down for what you did to Kato, J-Mo, and your unborn child. So your boy B. Mickey, he's pretty much screwed over, and Detective Bryant, he doesn't really care. Then we get to your boy Saki's funeral, and we knew this was going to happen just based off that fan theory and the information I gave you guys. I was hoping that it would not be Saki, but unfortunately, it is. Hoop, he's so concerned about where is B. Mickey, and of course Meech doesn't know, and Hoop acting like he ain't got some dirt on himself. Like, dude, you up to something. We knew that from the last episode, and I cannot wait till the truth about him comes out. Now, Pastor Swift, he is pretty much telling the boys that they got to change their ways. What they're doing is not good, and it's just a matter of time before they get caught slipping. Now, Terry doesn't give a damn about no B. Mickey. Meech is telling him, at least B. Mickey told me what was going on, and he took care of the whole Kato stuff. But we know he waited. Like, this dude literally waited to the last moment to do that. Terry ain't buying it. He don't want to even be doing no business with B. Mickey at all. And we can tell that Meech really, loves his boy, and he wants to make sure that he's good. And he's telling Terry that they have bigger fish to fry. They have to take down Lamar. On top of that, they still have to meet up with Cena and make this Colombian connection. Now, we get to Detective Bryant and Detective Veronica Jen. His boy is telling him, like, look, they have to turn in those bricks because they're about to do inventory. And if they don't get that product back, it's not going to end well for none of them. So now it's a lot of pressure on them to make sure they bring something back. Detective Bryant thinks it's a smart idea to go to the funeral, ask Meech about his brick, talking about you got something of mine or whatever. Meech is pissed off. This dude is just flat out disrespectful. And he throws his cigarette right in the drink. I mean, come on. Like, come on, Detective Bryant. This dude definitely got to pay for what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? The sad part is we know he's going to last because we saw him 20 years later, but still, he got to pay for what he's doing. And you can tell Meech really wants to get at him for disrespecting him at Saki's funeral. Now, we get to Lucille and Charles, and we learn that Terry cashes out. The car business is done for. And Lucille doesn't want Charles to kick him out no matter what. Charles is talking about, I guess, the streets won. And Lucille's talking about how the pastor wants her to start like a women's group for the church, and she's going to be busy tonight or whatever. So Charles decides to take the opportunity to set up his lie and kick it with Mabel Jones, talking about, oh, I'm going to pick up the night shift. Oh, you trying to pick up that 3-peat. You trying to go for your third time with Mabel Jones. That's what you trying to do, and that's all he can think about. But we know Meech will be there, and that's going to ruin all of his plans. Now, Detective Brian is telling Detective Veronica Jen that they most likely going to have to get some synthetic stuff to replace those bricks, because if they don't, they're pretty much screwed. And Veronica is just telling him she's only doing this because she does not want to lose her job. Now we get to Monique. She's doing her little cousin's hair. Katina. And Katina is telling Meech if he come down to Atlanta, get at her. She can show him around or whatever. I guess she goes to Morris Brown. She's about 16 years old. And Monique is talking about she's 16 going on 36 or whatever. She's real smart. But Meech is going to take an opportunity. Trust me. The look that he gave her when she was walking away, like, oh, okay, you down there in Atlanta? I'm definitely going to take advantage of that, especially at Morris Brown. That's easy money for Meech. Now, Monique is talking about how she wants to get back at Lamar, and she is his weakness, so she's willing to risk her life to try to do it. And the way that she's going to do it, just trying to, bring him in, make it seem like they're cool or whatever, and act like she really likes him. And then once he puts his guard down, that's when she's going to make her move, which is a very risky thing, and Meech is not really trying to have her do that. I just got a funny feeling this is not going to end well in the next few episodes. Now we get to Miss Cleo. I know her name is Miss Joanne, but we gonna call her Miss Cleo. And LaWanda's mom, she wants her to read the future. She wants to see if Terry is in it for the long haul. Is this family gonna last? And apparently LaWanda is pregnant. This is what she tells them, because they take this information back and they let Lucille know and Terry know that she's pregnant. You guys let me know. Do y'all believe this lady is telling the truth? Is LaWanda really pregnant? I know she was rubbing her belly or whatever, but I also think it's a chance that your boy Terry could have knocked up Markeisha. So maybe that reading was really for her, but we gonna see how they want to do this down the line. Now, Meech and Terry, they meet up with Raisin, and this guy's supposed to be setting up the deal with Cena, but he wants to make sure that K9 is good and that everything goes through smoothly, and he wants a cut. He's talking about he wants 10%. And he's also talking about how K9 may still be a problem because he's going behind his back to make this move. Meech is telling him K9 probably doesn't give a damn about the Colombians and that he's working on this California Connect. But it goes to show us that Meech, he's not really trying to go back and forth with K9. He believes that he's going to be good and that everybody has the price. But this should have let us know that this dude Raisin was up to no good right then and there. Now, your boy K9, he's going off. He done shot his auntie. Auntie D got shot on the side of her head. She's downstairs leaking. And Raisin's like, man, you shot Aunt D. Like, what are you doing? This man like, look, man, I don't care. I'm tired of this girl keep stealing. Like, I ain't got time for all this. This dude K9 is bipolar. I mean, he can flip out at any given second. And it's understandable why Raisin believes that K9 will still be upset after the whole deal with Cena. Now, Terry goes and gets 2 St. Martin tickets. And he also needs like a Spanish translation guide. They don't have it, but he's flirting with this girl, Dwayna, and Markeisha. She ain't liking that. You know what I'm saying? She ain't liking what Terry is doing, but you can't blame him. I mean, you was telling him that he can't do this, he can't do that. He's living with his moms and all that stuff. Well, your boy Terry's living his best life right now, but she does give him some advice on where he can take a crash course on Spanish right before they go to St. Martin. Now we get to Monique's game plan. She tells Lamar like, look, you are really Zoe's father or whatever, and I want this family to be together. You know, I want to fix things, but we want to take it step by step. We want to take our time with this. And Lamar, he is happy as hell. His dog is over there sitting like something's wrong with it. That dog probably got worms the way Lamar feeding that dog. You don't feed that dog like that, feeding them human food all the time. But Lamar is talking about how he's building himself back up just like he's building this dog. But the dog, Blackie, he ain't feeling it. And I'm going to tell you right now, he was trying to reach for a hug. Monique ain't about to hug you. She messed around and burped that bag that you got on. I'm surprised we didn't even see that bag. He always pulling it out each and every episode. I'm glad we didn't see it. But after Lamar left, we saw that Monique had her strap on her just in case something popped off. But just like that dog is sick, Lamar is sick. Ain't no saving it. It's a little bit too late for that. Now, LaWanda tells Terry that she is pregnant. Of course, he's pissed off. He says, no way you're pregnant. You go to this lady and all of a sudden you're talking about you knocked up. You go in to take another test. LaWanda is talking about she's already taken 3 tests and the lady just confirmed it. I don't trust all that. You know what I'm saying? Terry, go get the other test. You need to make sure this is true because I ain't trusting it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. After Terry leaves, he goes and meets up with Markeisha. He tells her about the whole Colombian deal, and then he tells her that LaWanda is knocked up, and he just wants to let her know he loves her. He doesn't really want to be with LaWanda, and you can tell Markeisha, she's upset. Like, really? Like, I can't believe this. I mean, y'all know Markeisha, she wants Terry to take care of her, but by him having another child by LaWanda, that's going to make it harder for him to do, and it ain't looking too good. Now, Lucille, she tells LaWanda's mom and LaWanda that Terry, he's always going to handle his responsibilities when it comes to any child, and that they've already tried to get Terry to do what they want him to do, but Terry's always going to do what he wants to do at the end of the day. And LaWanda's mom talking about, you know, maybe we can do some different things to get him to do what we want him to do. Like, really? Like, who do you think you are? Like, you really on some crazy stuff, man. LaWanda's mom, she don't be playing around. Now we get to your boy, Raw Dog Charles. He is back, and this time he say, screw it. I'm going to go out with Mabel Jones. I don't care who sees me. I mean, I don't even know if he was really thinking like that, but apparently he wasn't. I mean, they at the strip joint, the girl starts shaking it all in his face. He's mesmerized. I mean, look at him. He's living in this fantasy, hoping and praying that this can go down the way he wants it to go. He is trying to go for that three-peat. He is trying to go from Raw Dog Charles to cheek clapping Charles. But then, all of a sudden, his dream turns into a nightmare. He sees his son, Meech. And at this moment right here, he knew he had effed up. He was salty as I don't know what. Meech is looking at him like, okay, I see what time it is. You out here doing your own thing while Moms is at home living miserable. And as Meech is looking, all of a sudden, Charles, he just disappears. I mean, I don't know how he did it. That boy disappeared. He must got that 2K Hall of Fame disappearing badge, because it was like he was a ghost. You know what I'm saying? You see him and then you don't see him. And he was probably hoping and praying that Meech did not go back and tell Lucille about this. He was probably hoping that this never happened at all. But we know he was definitely stressed out just thinking about this. And later on in the episode, when Charles and Lucille came into the room, Charles waited until everybody walked out to ask Terry if he, talked to his brother Meech. And Terry told him no. So Charles is trying to make sure that Meech has not said anything about him. Now we get back to Meech and Terry. They're on their way to St. Martin. They had their bags packed, but Terry decides to bring a strap. After Meech told him don't bring any weapons. This dude, I guess he felt like he's going to do what he wants to do. I mean, it's stupid, and they end up paying for it when they get to St. Martin. Now, once they get there, everything seems cool. Meech sees a girl that, he wants to get at, and he goes to talk to her. All of a sudden, we see him hooking up, and then all of a sudden, we see your boy Meech getting hemmed up by a group of people, which we know all those people were Cena's boys. And they end up finding the weapons that they had packed in those bags. So now it's definitely not looking good for Meech and Terry. Then we get back to the station, and we know Detective Bryant has gave his evidence dude the synthetic product. I'm telling you right now, this ain't gonna end well. Detective Bryant think he got it all figured out. I cannot wait until he's confronted about this. Now, Detective Bryant decides to take these pictures to LaWanda and just snitch on Terry. This is what they planned on doing in the last episode, to try to use this for an advantage, talking about, maybe you should not be looking out for him, and if you don't help us out, maybe we want to start looking into you. Her mom's is not having it. Like, really? Like, y'all can't do that. Y'all don't got nothing on her. But of course, she is pissed off that Terry is messing around with Markeisha, and she will confront him later on in the episode. Now we get back to Meech and Cena. He got him in the water because he wants to make sure that he has no wires on. And apparently Raisin has set up some type of deal where they're going to take out K9, his own blood. He wants to take him out. And it seems like this whole deal is going to favor Raisin and not Meech. Meech tells him, no, that's not a part of the plan. We want to buy from you. We don't want nothing to do with K9, and we don't want to take him out because too many bodies is bad for business. Meech was even, considering just to pay off K9's debts or whatever. He doesn't want to take out K9 regardless of what has been going down, but that is what Raisin wants. And apparently they was talking about how, Raisin is supposed to be taking over. No, that ain't happening. Meech tells him, like, look, me and my brother are the fastest movers. We got you. We are good for business. You speak money, I speak money. Let's make that deal. Then all of a sudden he's talking to Terry, and as Markeisha told Terry, you are the closer. So, Terry closed the deal, and they end up making a great move because Terry was talking about how they wanted to get fronted 100 keys. But after that conversation with Meech and Terry, your boy Cena said, you know what? How about we start with 300 keys? And the product is already in the United States. So they're good. This is the biggest amount that they've pushed, and they about to really take over once they get back to Detroit, especially because of the drought. And now, as Terry stated, they can charge, higher prices than normal because everybody, they need product. Now, we get to your boy Kevin and his friend Gordon. And I got a feeling that Gordon may be a special friend. Your boy Kevin just may be gay. And it's probably one of the reasons why he's getting picked on. Now, I can be completely wrong. He could just be his friend. But Detective Bryant walks in with Veronica Jen, and all of a sudden, everything is good. He's bringing food. Kevin is talking about he's really good at martial arts. They're watching movies. And I'm thinking like, you're not good at no martial arts. You're not good at defense because you got beat down and bullied at school. So I'm definitely not believing anything Kevin is talking about. Now we get to Lamar and your boy Alvin. They went to the vet because Blackie ain't doing too good. I guess his internal injuries have reopened, and they're talking about he needs to just put the dog down. Lamar is sad, but Lamar's like, look, I ain't gonna give up on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna continue to feed him your hungry man meals, and that's it. And I'm thinking like, okay, this is why the dog is probably messed up as it is right now. You probably should have got that dog some shots as soon as you got it and fed the dog some dog food. But Lamar's going to do what Lamar does. This dog represents Lamar. We know this. And it's not going to end well for both Blackie and him. Now, Detective Brian, he is thanking Veronica Jen for being there for his son. I mean, they had a good old time. And he reaches in for a hug, and then he gets him a kiss. And we see your boy Kevin looking out the window, peeping and timing, just like his pops was an episode ago with Veronica Jen. So we know where he gets it from. But he's looking real upset and pissed off. I got a funny feeling he's not liking what he sees, and something is bound to happen. Earlier on in that scene, we saw Detective Bryant putting up, once again, what seems to be evidence in that safe. And we know something is going to happen with that. We've been talking about that since day one, and it's just a matter of time before this whole thing blows up. Now, Meech and Terry, they go and pick up the product, and they can see that Cena was not lying. They got a whole lot of work and a whole lot of product to push, and now it is time to do business. But we see Raisin, he was trying to catch them slipping. All of a sudden, Sterling and the PA boys catch him slipping and take him out just like that. And Meech didn't even budge. He was like, look, I knew what he was on, and, we had to take him out, plain and simple. And now he plans on having a conversation with K9 to discuss the future and just discuss all this stuff that's going on with getting Cena behind his back. Now we get to the church scene, and when Lamar brought that dog in, Blackie, all I can think about was the whole Martin episode when he was portraying the whole New Jack City storyline and he had that fake dog, and it had me cracking up. Lamar thinks it's a possibility that Blackie can be saved, but Pastor Swift says it's a little bit too late for that. It ain't happening. Lamar's upset. He's talking about, you know who run these streets. This is my house. I mean, just running his mouth. And Pastor Swift, he had to step down. He had to pull out that strap and tell him, get up out of here, plain and simple. And Lamar, he was kind of shook, like, really? Like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Kind of more of a surprise. Like, all right, you really gonna pull that out on me? And your boy Pastor Swift is like, look, this man gonna make me go back to my east side ways. He don't want to see that. Pastor Swift about that life. But I will say this, Pastor, you better make sure you watch yourself, because y'all know Lamar, he don't forget nothing, and he's always looking for payback. Now, we get to Terry and LaWanda. She says she saw the pictures of Terry and Marquisha. She's upset, talking about you messing around with this auntie. Like, what are you doing? And she tells him that Detective Bryant has been looking for him, and she's not going to be taking up for him anymore. So she's upset. She is upset. Of course, Terry does tell her he's still going to take care of her and the kids, but LaWanda is not trying to hear that. And now Terry has to watch out for Detective Bryant because he's definitely on his case. Now we get to Charles and Meech, and y'all know Charles, man. He's trying to make sure Meech ain't going to go back and say anything. They playing Michael Jackson, I'll Be There. And Charles is like, man, I'm not perfect. And he tells Meech that him and his moms have been growing apart. And Meech is like, look, man, I'm surprised you even went this long without, messing with another girl, because he can never see himself doing that. Charles is like, look, we are not alike, but maybe you are. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to act like y'all that much different, but maybe you are alike in some ways. Meech tells him like, look, Moms has been through so much, and you ain't got to worry about him saying anything. You good. So now Charles, he can breathe like, man, Meech ain't gonna say anything, I'm good. But now Meech has the power. Don't be surprised as Charles start acting a little bit different and starts to show his son like a little bit more respect and acting like everything is good, because that's what I'm expecting to see. Y'all let me know. Now, Meech decides to go and meet up with K9 face to face. Lets him know, like, yeah, I made the deal with the Colombians behind your back, but look, Raisin was trying to get you killed. You know what I'm saying? He betrayed all of us, and we know Meech, he looked out for K9 and saved his life pretty much, right? And K9's like, all right, you know, if I was you, I probably would have did the same thing and made that move with the Colombians. That was a smart move. He does tell him, what did I tell you about family? And we know K9 told Meech about family earlier on in the season. That blood makes you related, but loyalty, it makes you family. And Meech stayed loyal, and it paid off. K9 told him, this mentorship is over. You are a boss now. So as I told you guys, this was going to be the episode that Meech goes to that next level, and he's finally there. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next within the storyline and see how Meech and Terry are going to, you know, take on the city and, of course, other places. But that was good because having K9 on your side and not having to go back and forth with him, that's good for business. You don't have to have a whole lot of bodies getting dropped off, which is good for everybody. Now, Markeisha, she's talking to Terry, talking about she needs his help. And I'm like, really? Like, you need his help once again? And Terry, he goes, he picks her up. They're having a conversation in the car. Apparently, she done bust Boom upside the head with a bottle or whatever. And she got tired of him hitting her, which makes a lot of sense. But Terry is, you know, pretty much doing what Terry always does, saying that she does not deserve it. He's going to take care of her. And she's pretty much telling him the exact same thing she's been telling him. How will you do that? You living with your moms. I mean, they just go back and forth with the same thing. Like, really? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? And we know they're going to be kicking it in the next episode. Markeisha is here to stay. We know her and Terry are going to have a hell of a storyline, and expect that encounter between her and LaWanda in this next episode. Now, B. Mickey is able to get up out of that trunk. He's pissed off, but the only thing that he can think about is going to check up on his moms to make sure she's good. He goes to the nursing home. He asks about his moms, and the lady tells him that she passed away about 2 days ago. And once she said that, you can feel the pain. You can tell B. Mickey was so upset. Detective Bryant, he gotta pay. You already know he's putting this on him, especially after Detective Bryant told him he's gonna make sure his mom goes back to that old nursing home that does not treat her well. So now we know B. Mickey pretty much does not have anything to lose. And that's the most dangerous person in the world. So I'm expecting him to get major payback in the next episode. It seems like him and Meech will be linking up, and Meech is going to look out for B. Mickey. You know what I'm saying? It goes to show you that he still has love for his boy, and he wants to make sure that he's good. I know in that trailer, Meech is talking about, you know, did Detective Bryant ever, you know, log you in as a CI or whatever? We already know Detective Bryant is a dirty cop. He ain't logging B. Mickey in. He ain't logging no evidence in. I mean, this dude is just bound to fail, and I cannot wait to see next week's episode to see how Meech and your boy B. Mickey are going to take him down. But we know something major will happen with his son, and I believe that event will change Detective Bryant's life. We shall see. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support. Be on the lookout for the What to Expect video for episode 8 on the next one, and I will catch y'all very soon. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.